Yes.
Okay, this frame looks good. So I'll ask you the first question. Okay.
Okay.
What inspired you to write the book?
Well, we were all in the pandemic, and I'd begun this practice of doing a walk in the park with friends and colleagues. And on one of those walks, both Tanuj and I were saying how much more digital has been in our lives. At the same time, we felt that people are getting overwhelmed by dealing with digital. So we said that we should do something about it and write about how you can keep calm in the digital world and come out with techniques of using technology in a way that is more effective and better for you. That's what led to the Art of Bitfulness.
And what Nandan is not mentioning is that we started by talking how do we deal with these things, and turns out we both do the same things in kind of different ways. So we just decided, hey, if things that both of us have discovered independently, let's talk to more people, see what they also do, and then put that all together in the book, which is what you see.
So which of the stories did you both find most relatable while writing the book?
Well, I think the story which begins in at the beginning of the book, which is about his friend Prabkiran, who goes to the Andamans and detaches for some time. But when he comes back again, he goes back into the rut. And what, at least for me, the realization is that we live in a world where we cannot walk away from technology. And many people want you to become monastic and give up your devices. That's not going to happen. But we have to do things so people can be more effective and use their technology better.
Yeah, for me similarly, I think there's a story, another friend of that I spoke to called Dhruv, who said this line that I will always remember. He said, I scroll Instagram, right? I start looking at it whenever I'm nervous or have something to do or procrastinating something, and whatever I scrolled means nothing to me. He says, whatever I see means nothing, then I still do it, right? So that really hit me, right? That if people, it's not like it's giving them some value. It's just, I just do it out of habit.
If you had a day to do nothing, how would you both actually spend it?
Well, first of all, I would do nothing. I'm basically quite happy chilling out and doing nothing, which is what I do often, many times. I would go for walks. During the pandemic, I was walking an hour in the morning, an hour in the evening. I love to be in nature, among greenery, walking, hearing the birds. I read a lot of books. I read a lot of subscription services. I would do that, and I would have a nice meal.
How about you?
Mostly, recently a cat adopted me, walked into my house and sort of decided to live there along with me. Mostly, I think if I had to do nothing all day, I would just do what the cat is doing. Take advice and guidance from the cat on how to do nothing.
Okay. How are you practicing bitfulness in your own life?
Well, I follow a lot of the principles in the book, but I do it through hardware. For example, I do all my work on my laptop, always sitting in a particular place. I do all my reading and other activities on my iPad, and I do my phone calls and messaging on my phone, and keep these three very distinct modes. So when I sit down to work on my laptop, I know I'm in work mode, so I'm able to think and concentrate, and I keep my other devices away. I also don't use any of the instant messaging or social media apps because I want to keep my mind clear. And I leave a lot of time for me to just think and introspect away from interactions on the device.
Very similar answers, except I do a lot of this through software, through apps, a little more configuration. But I think the biggest change I made is not on the devices, but in my house. Recently moved to a new house, so there what I did was that my bedroom has no TV, no phone charging point, nothing at all. So when I actually go to bed, I go to bed. And I think that's had such a great knock-on effect on everything else. Wake up on time, eat on time, all of that. I think that personally has been, seems ridiculous, seems insignificant, but huge change in my actual lifestyle.
Okay. Can you define the message of the book in one line?
I think the message is digital is inevitable. Learn to deal with it better.
I think we basically learn to live with your technology. In a recent interview, Nandan and I think we sort of came up in the interview where people were thinking it's a productivity book, but no, I think it's a book about choosing calm, not sort of chasing productivity. If you choose calm, productivity follows.
Okay. And how have these tiny steps to Bitfulness improved your quality of life?
Well, this has made a tremendous difference to me. I think a lot of these practices I had been doing instinctively, but writing this book with Tanuj brought out the fact that actually there's a method, there's a framework, and it's really brought in a lot of calmness. I'm very much on top of things, and I'm really enjoying the fact that I have that calmness, and I really believe that in today's world, with one more third wave and so on, more and more of us, many of us are going to be on digital devices, and I think this book is very, very timely and hopefully useful to everyone.
Similar. I see a lot of my friends with sort of going through a burnout, feeling frazzled, feeling there's too much to do, and it's funny. When I also used to be in that stage, everybody's like, "Oh, I hear you. It's happening to me also." But now I've suddenly become, because of writing this book and putting this practice together, become this person who says, "Listen, have you tried doing this? Have you tried doing that?" And then they come back and tell me it works. That's really rewarding, and I hope the people reading this book sort of take something similar away.
Leading to that is, what do you want the readers to actually take away from the book?
Personally, I just feel there are two stories here. There is one about, like Nandan keeps saying, one about, so any big issue like the pandemic has personal as well as major sort of societal level or protocol level things that we need to change. Same in this book. I simply hope that people can start seeing the connection between their individual habits and the larger changes in society. And I really think what Nandan has done over the last 10 years really sort of speaks to that work. I hope that shines through and people get to see, understand more of what India has done and why that work is important.
I think it's impractical to expect that everyone will adopt everything in the book. But even if they have a few takeaways from the book, and if that makes them improve their digital hygiene, and they're able to spend their time better and they're calmer, I think the book has served its purpose. Happy New Year! Tanuj Bhojwani and I have come out with a new book, The Art of Bitfulness, Keeping Calm in the Digital World. Please buy it, read it, and if you like it, tell your friends and perhaps write a review about it.